It's been a while since I have been talking like this on camera. Well, I've tried, but didn't upload anything. Also, I know my hair looks like actual, like, puke garbage right now. Try not to mind it. I know it's hard, but some might wonder why I haven't really like talked this much on camera this past like month or so. And the reason is pretty much that I felt like those videos where I just sat down and talked for a long while did not do very well when I wanted to kind of, well, bring in a new audience, because I do also not only want to please my current subscribers, I also want to gain in some new ones. I'm trying to, well, I don't know, maybe be able to actually turn this into something. So yeah, I've been focused on trying to grow my channel. It hasn't gone like that well, but I'm finding it really hard to kind of break through. Most of my videos don't even gain like 1,000 views anymore, so that kind of sucks. I'm really trying to just push stuff out and hoping that eventually something will kind of break through the algorithms or whatever. But yeah, I thought I would try to do at least something today, because I do have a bit of time on my hands. So I'm going to go and get my ID card fixed at the police soon, so I can only do like a neutral makeup look, so I'll probably only do my base makeup. So I thought I might as well record sort of how I do it, sort of a really gothic, dramatic, intense contour that many of you seem to like, so I'll show you how I do it nowadays. I did make one of these like probably over a year ago, but it was just so bad, so I don't even try to find it. I deleted it, you creeps. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a new one and we'll see how it goes. So you've probably seen throughout my videos that my skin condition, well, the condition of my skin, I don't have a skin condition, my skin has been kind of going up and down on roller coasters, so but now it's doing pretty okay. I had to just recently switch to a new cheaper skincare routine because I just couldn't afford the one I was doing, so that's why my skin is okay, but it's breaking out a little bit, so yeah. First off, I don't always do this, but this is some kind of like prime mist spray fix, I don't even know, but I use it if I feel like my skin needs a little bit more moisture, because I think I have like combination like skin, I'm not really sure actually, but I do get dry spots, that's what I'm trying to say, and I do have some like primer. I use one from the Body Shop. I don't know if you can see, but it's like an all over primer, blurring, whatever. I actually don't like it that much. It smells, this smells so much like perfume, it just makes me wanna vomit. I don't like when cosmetics smell too much like perfume. I'm okay with like super slisky, is slisky even an English word? I don't know, but like disgustingly sweet, that's fine, but I don't like perfume. I also find this one reacts a bit weirdly with my foundation slash beauty sponge. It might be the water in it that makes it weird. So I just prefer the Angel Veil that I've been using for like years. For foundation, I tend to mix it up a little bit. I like to mix two, so I can get the best of both worlds. Cue Hannah Montana. I like this Anastasia like stick foundation in the lightest shade because of my corpse, and the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Poop foundation. This one is very full coverage, this one is very light on the skin, this one doesn't last, this one lasts, so I kinda mix them because this one looks much better on the skin. I'm almost out of it. So I just do a few before strokes. I also always go down my neck, because I don't like to look like a floating head unless I make it look really obvious that that's the point. And for the stick foundation, I like to use this toothbrush thing. It's so dry, so it's hard to spread it out. So I usually do like a quick little, literally feels like I'm brushing my face. This one is from Real Techniques. Pretty sure the toothbrush also is from there. I think I like this sponge the most. It's cheaper than Beauty Blender, and I like this this angle here. Just moving that around. Sometimes, if I can be bothered, I also do my ears, but I can't bother today, so I don't bother too much around my eyes, because I do wear so much eyeshadow anyways, so you usually can't tell that my eyelids are a different color. Okay, let's see if I had a red reaction today. No, I think it's fine. Nice. This is like my absolute favorite product of like all time, honestly. Again, I don't know if it will show you, but it's the Illamasqua Skin Base Foundation in the pure white shade. This has lasted me for like, I feel like 2 years. I don't know, I've had it forever. Not forever, but I've had it for quite some time. And it feels still like at least 1/3 of it is left. I use it all the time. It's not like a full coverage white, like if I want to do a full face, like being a white as literally a paper. This doesn't cut it, but if you want to look like naturally really pale, this one is amazing. I do a few dots, and like I don't use like just a little bit, I use a lot of this. So I don't know how it has lasted me this long. Oh. A bit through there, and also down the neck. But yeah, you can see pretty much where I go, so I tend to want to bring the light towards the middle of my face, so I want to make my face seem a bit less square. So I basically want this to disappear and the focus to be here. But if you have like a really skinny long face, maybe you want to do the opposite, so you want to bring the highlight more towards your ear. To make your face seem wider. I don't know, it's just personal preference. Like I've always really skinnier face has always been like what I try to go for, but you do you, girl. Yeah, I feel pretty much done. So now the question is, where is my powder? I use powder from Kicks. It's like a Swedish, I think it's a Swedish like beauty kind of reseller, and they also have their own brand. It's like just a translucent powder. It works well, best for me, because I don't like when they're colored, because they're usually too dark. I also apply it with a sponge, because it just helps blend out if there are any more awkward foundation spots on my face. It just feels very nice, and I think it makes my pores disappear a bit more. Also, I don't like overuse powder, because that makes me look very dry. And I tend to do a nostril check. Are my nostrils looking weird? No. There, and that is my foundation, everything base. What I tend to use for my contour, I like to use this palette, Meet Matte Trimony. I just love it, and you can tell how much I love it, because it is disgusting. I love this taupe shade. It works really well as sort of a base contour. It's not like crazy dark, and when you contour, start with a lighter color and then you can go in with darker if you want to. Don't just go straight in with like a super dark. It's gonna be really hard to blend. It's like the same with eyeshadow. You don't go in with like a black right away, you start off with like a grey. So I was stuck in my cheeks, and I just... So I do sort of an L shape. So it goes there and then it goes down. And that's how I like it to look. This is like sort of a more masculine contour. If you want to look more feminine, maybe you stop here. This of course does not look natural at all, but that's not what I'm going for. I tend to blend upwards, so I want to keep the lower line very like stark and harsh, and I'm gonna intensify that later on. There, I also just chose on my temples. Again, I can just kind of see the bone that I have here. Yeah, you can see that there. That's what I go to there, and I kind of intensify it. This can actually make you look a bit more angry. And also a bit around my jaw. Just bringing that there, creating a nice base for my obnoxious dark brown eyeshadow. But I like to go around my chin to make it look like it's protruding a bit more. I actually did get something new that I'm excited to try. I don't usually go for MAC, but this, I saw that eyeshadow and it was like 50% off, so I got it for like just $12. I'm pretty sure it's a blush. Yeah, it's a powder blush in the tone Sketch. It just screamed me and I had to get it. I don't actually support MAC. It's like a beautiful, like deep purple brown. I just had to get it. Like, look at it. So yeah, this is gonna be my darker shade. I don't use a lot of this. I dip into it and then I knock off some of the excess. I tend to like to squeeze together it a little bit. I start off with a pretty harsh line. Again, I start at the absolute bottom. And then I blend upwards. Kinda adding a little bit as I go. So right now my focus is just to blend together the colors, and after that I'll focus on making it look a bit more clean. I'm going quite heavy on my jawline, because, well, my jawline is like my biggest insecurity, so I wanna make it skinnier. I'm gonna use a tiny bit of black right here beside my chin, just to push that very like, there we go, okay. No. This is the type of brush I use, a really tiny one. First I start, well, from my piercing, to kind of bring in my eyebrows, well, where my eyebrows would be. Then I go around the tip, trying to make it a bit skinnier towards the tip, even though that's kind of working against my natural shape, so it's a bit hard. So I just kind of create a little round shape, and I go out under my piercing here, because I tend to miss there with foundation, so I just fill it in with brown eyeshadow. Then I'm gonna go back in with that purple, and I'm gonna just do right here and right there on the tip, and then I just use whatever's left on my brush on the rest of my nose. So this is like another base product I just can't live without. You've probably seen this. You've seen this one a lot in my videos too. It's a white eyeshadow from La Masque called Sex. You can see, like, I just love it so much. I'm starting to hit pan on it. Like, not only is it like the most pigmented white I've used, it also like smells really nice. The eyeshadows smell like vanilla, and it's like not that kind of overpowering scent. It's just really like, you sit there doing your makeup and it's like, This one I use to clean up my contour. It makes such a difference, you'll see. And I use this concealer brush that I also come to love. I only use this brush for this exact purpose. I put a shit ton of white right under that contour. I kind of go over like it a bit too to make it look really clean and sharp. I do this instead of baking because I just find it makes a much bigger difference. And I do it extra hard on this side because this side always tends to look a little bit off. Then I just do small highlighting on my chin, bringing it really far down again to make my chin look longer. And do it on the middle of my throat. I do it under my eyes, and then I also bring it right beside that contour. Again, I kinda erase like the most outer double lines. You see there? And of course I do a little bit on the middle too. And then here. And that is it. Pretty much. Of course it looks a little bit awkward right now. And usually when I do my makeup I will maybe do a last little finishing touch, because I just find it easier for me to jump around when I do my makeup. I can't just do like one area and then be completely done. I maybe do my contour, then I do my eyes, then I do my contour again, then I do some lips. So this is usually maybe not how my contour exactly looks in the end with a whole finished look. But yeah, so now I'm just gonna put on some brows and tiny bit of eyeshadow and lips, and then I'll show you like the last steps. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I pretty much used to bronze my eyebrows, my usual like staple eyebrows, and I used the same blush on my eyes and a little bit of a really light pink, so mascara and just a really light like plum lipstick. I hope they will think this is okay at the police station. So the last thing I would do is of course my highlighter. That's like the absolute last step I always do. I really like this NYX Double Chrome highlighter in Twilight tint. It's just like a really, if I can open it, it's just like a really beautiful like bluish white shade that works amazing on my skin tone. And there. So that is all the makeup, so let me just get dressed and maybe try to do something with my hair, we'll see. And I'll be back in 1 second. That is how I do my base makeup most days. Actually, I always do some sort of variation of this, but it's always pretty much the same routine. Maybe just different intensities and with slightly different colors. I hope you found this chaos useful in some way. Let me know, like tag me on Instagram or whatever if you decided to follow this, so I can see how it turned out. I also have a new Instagram. I'll link it somewhere and pop it here so you can follow me if you want to. I decided I wanted to start over because I had so many ghost followers, so I now have a much smaller amount of followers, but I have a much better like to follower ratio. Like, as much as you say you don't care about that, you do. I don't know if I actually managed to get to that, because again, I grow really distracted. But if you have any suggestions for videos, whether that is makeup tutorials or stuff to talk about, I'm quite out of ideas, so give me some ideas. So yeah, I'll see you in my next video. I don't know when that will be when I talk like this. We'll just have to see how this video does, so... but you will surely see me at least in a makeup tutorial soon again. I'm really trying to get some stuff out there now, so... Bye for now.